Hello, welcome to Algebra 1. This is homework week 1. Let's dive right into it. The first question is asking you to create a box plot to represent the distribution of the data. To find the box plot, you will have to find 5 things. To create a box plot, you will have to create 5 things, right? What are those 5 things? The low, quartile 1, then median, also known as quartile 2, quartile 3, and then the high value or the maximum value, right? The low here is easily represented. It's 4, high is 9. Quartile 1, median, and quartile 3. How do we find that? Well, to find the median, you first start cancelling out number from each side. So 4 cancels out with 9, 5 cancels out with 8.5, another 5 cancels out with 8.5, another 5 cancels out with 8, 6 cancels out with 8, 6 cancels out with 7.5, 6 cancels out with 7.5, 6 cancels out with 7, 7 cancels out with 7, and you're left with this 7 right here. And that is your median slash quartile 2. Now let's create this imaginary wall here where there is a 7. Now you have two sides. You have two sides of your data, right? Left side and the right side. Now find the median for the left side. So 4 cancels out with 7, 5 cancels out with 6, 5 cancels out with 6, 5 cancels out with 6, and you got your this right here is your quartile 1. And then you do the same thing for the other side now. 7 cancels out with 9, 7 cancels out with 8.5, 7.5 cancels out with 8.5, 7.5 cancels out with 8, and you're left with 8. So you got your 5 number summary. We call it 5 number summary. Let's create the box plot now. Let's do 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, so starting with 4, there is that create a line for each number. So 4 creates a line, 6 creates a line, 7 creates a line, 8 creates a line, and then 9 creates a line. Now draw the box. So draw this line from 4 to the first quartile 1, and then start creating a box, and then draw another line, and you are done. Cool. I will say one thing. Basically, this median means is that 50% of your data is before and after this 7. Okay. So you already find median, quartile 1 and quartile 2. Let's move on. What is the shape of the data? As you can see, for this data right here, there is, let's create the shape of it. There is majority of your data on the right side of your line, I guess, of your of this graph dot plot. It's on the right side. So there is a tail. We call this a tail. It's on the left side, so we will say it's skewed towards the left. What would skew towards the right look like? It will look something like this, where majority of your data is on the left side and there's a tail towards the right side. So this would be skewed right. There's also known as symmetrical or bell shaped, which is like kind of like perfectly distributed, where the peak is in the middle kind of thing. I couldn't write, but if we sit in the later of the homework, we will talk about that. Okay, find the median. In order for you to find the median here, make sure it's in like increasing order. All the numbers are increasing order. So it's 1, 2, 4, 6, 9, 11, and 12. 7 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So now let's start cancelling again. 1 cancels out with 12, 2 cancels out with 11, 4 cancels out with 9, and your median is 6. Cool. Let's move to the next one. The box plot represents the distribution of the number of points scored by a cross-country team at 12 meets. What is the median for the data set? So let's first do everything here, figure out every single thing that we can pull from here. This is your minimum value or low data kind of thing. This is your high value or your maximum value. This is your quartile 1. This is your quartile 3, and this center right here is your median, also known as quartile 2. So as I can see here is 34. The IQR, what is the IQR? Let's say that this is 38. So IQR is basically quartile 3 minus quartile 1. Let's say that this is 38, and then this is, let's say 33. Let's say 33. This is quartile 1 is 33, so it's 38 minus 33, which is around 5. Which is 5. Let me just make sure it's clear. This is 33 because I think it's in the middle of 32 and 34. So we'll just say 33. Cool. Moving on. The dot plot represents the distribution of satisfaction ratings for a landscaping company on a scale 1 to 10. 25 customers were surveyed. On average, what was the satisfaction? It's asking for average. So in order for you to do that, you first have to figure out the data, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fives. Converting from so average is also basically the mean kind of thing, but to find this you just have to just do that, list it, add them up, divide by the total number of people surveyed, so 25. So you're going to create these numbers here, like whatever the 8s are, whatever the 9s are, and whatever the 10s are, and then divide by the total number of values. Okay, what is the shape of the data shown below? Right here, as I can see, is that it's neither skewed towards the right, it's neither skewed towards the left, it's not symmetrical, it's not, it could be symmetrical, yeah, it could be symmetrical, but it's not bell shaped, it is not uniform, because it is symmetrical, right? You can copy it from the center to the other side. Yep, I would say it's two things, it's symmetrical and bimodal, because it has two modes. You can say that this is the mode here, so it's bimodal and symmetrical kind of thing. Cool. Let's move to the next one. Calculate the IQR. Figure out the 5-number summary. I guess you can. I think you guys can do this. Figure out the 5-number summary and figure out your quartile 3, quartile 1. Subtract it, and you're done. Same thing here. This one. Let's talk about this one. Which term the best describes the shape of the distribution? It's not symmetrical, it is skewed, it's not uniform, it's not bell-shaped, so I guess it's skewed. It's skewed towards the left because the box is on the right. Okay. 5-number summary, you guys can do that on the bottom page. It's quite easy. Remove the 15 and see how it changes. You guys can do that as well. Find the mean and range of the data. You guys can do that. Just figure out the data. It's 41, 52, 57, 58, 65, 66. So all you're doing is like stemming it. So like 70, 75, 78, 78, 78, 80, 80, 95. That's your data. You can figure out the mean and the range. The range is basically high minus the low. So 95 minus 41, which is, I cannot do the math. Okay. 55, I think, 54, that's your range. Mean should be easy as well. This is symmetrical and bell shaped. You can see that it creates like a bell kind of thing, like a bell shape, and it's symmetrical, so it's both. Cool. Moving on. He says the following price. Are there any outliers? Yeah, there should be an outlier. This is the outlier. You can see that all the numbers are ranging from 485, like 480s and 500s kind of thing, which is like really, really close. But then there is this 200, which is like way, way far. So you can easily find the outlier. I think this should be the end of the video. If you have any questions, let me know. Not on the YouTube comments thing, let me know in class.